I built the Guardians from the ground up, from Xbox roots to a fully realized PC squadron. I carried our history, our scars, our victories, and our identity through every transition. We are not a random group of players. We are not a casual club. We are not a faction chasing numbers. We are an independent squadron, unbound by superpowers, politics, or external influence. No Federation leash, no Imperial chain, no Alliance oversight, no hidden agenda. Our independence is deliberate. It allows us to act with clarity, honor, and precision. It allows us to choose our battles, our allies, and our future without compromise. We are defined by the core four, the pillars that shaped our identity and earned the four in our name. Selective recruitment. Only pilots who meet our standards stand under our banner. Lore, discipline, and structure, not just gameplay, but identity. Combat integrity, PvP, Xeno, defense operations, all carried out with respect. A drama-free environment, no politics, no ego wars, no chaos. I don't build squads, I build legacies. 2 months ago, the Guardians made a decisive break. We did not drift away or rebrand for optics. We severed ties because the system we answered to had become corrupt. Leadership had shifted from stewardship to self-enrichment, and the structures that were supposed to protect and reward those who did the work had been hollowed out by backroom deals, favoritism, and opaque decision-making. That corruption was not an abstract grievance. It was a practical, recurring reality that undermined trust, morale, and the very purpose of collective action. The restructure was a direct response: independence, exclusivity, and a renewed code of conduct designed to protect our people and our principles. We are Guardians reforged. We are like-minded. We find you. Corruption took many forms. Resources that were promised to contributors were rerouted through hidden channels, promised payouts were diminished or delayed without explanation, decisions about who received support or protection were made in private, based on favors and alliances rather than merit or need. Meetings that should have been about strategy became bargaining sessions. Titles and influence were traded like currency, and loyalty to the institution replaced loyalty to the people who did the work. Those patterns created a predictable outcome. The people on the ground were left to shoulder risk while the benefits accumulated elsewhere. That imbalance was intolerable. Independence was the only practical remedy. By reclaiming control over recruitment, governance, and resource allocation, we removed the intermediaries who had turned service into profit. We chose to be exclusive because selectivity is a safeguard. When the cost of compromise is high, you cannot afford to dilute standards for the sake of numbers or appearances. Like-minded is shorthand for a set of non-negotiable values: competence, discretion, loyalty to the unit, and an absolute refusal to tolerate corruption. Membership is earned, not given. If you cannot meet the standard, you do not get in. How we manage our affairs is deliberate and centralized. The Core Four oversee recruitment, resource distribution, disciplinary action, and strategic direction. This is not a public ledger or a broadcasted process. It is a tightly controlled governance model designed to prevent the very abuses that drove us away from the old order. Decisions are made by the Core Four with an eye toward preserving the group's integrity and long-term viability. Internal records and deliberations remain within that leadership circle because secrecy, in this case, is a defensive necessity. Transparency to the outside world had been weaponized against us, and public disclosure had enabled siphoning and favoritism. The Core Four's authority is not arbitrary. It is a structural response to corruption, a way to ensure that accountability is enforced, not obscured. Accountability is enforced methodically. When someone misrepresents contributions, siphons resources, or uses influence to subvert the group's interests, the Core Four investigate and act. "We find you" is our tagline and our commitment to truth. It is not a threat of violence. It is a promise that deception will be exposed and that consequences will follow within our system. The certainty of consequence is a deterrent. It protects the collective by making clear that corruption will not be tolerated or swept under the rug. We accept the realities of online life and maintain clear protocols for predictable contingencies. Technical failures and human error happen. They are not moral failings. What matters is disciplined response. Report the incident, follow the prescribed procedure, and allow leadership to adjudicate patterns of behavior. repeated, unexplained behavior that undermines the group is treated as a breach of trust. Honest mistakes are forgivable, deliberate corruption is not. Exclusivity shapes our culture in practical ways. We are not a public training ground or a catch-all community. We are a curated collective of people who share a mission and a code. We value quiet competence over spectacle, loyalty over opportunism, and long-term stability over short-term alliances. Independence allows us to align rewards with contribution and to enforce standards without outside interference. That alignment is the only reliable way to ensure that those who do the work are the ones who benefit. This restructure is not a purge for its own sake. It is a defensive architecture built to preserve integrity. We left the old order because it failed its people. We restructured because honor matters. We operate with internal accountability, centralized stewardship by the Core Four, and a strict code that governs membership and conduct. If you want in, meet the standard. If you cross us, expect to be held to account. We are Guardians Reforged. We are independent. We are resolute. We find you.